Hola a los estudiantes de la clase de Español 111. En este vídeo vamos a repasar las descripciones físicas y psicológicas de las personas. In this video, we will look at how to describe people physically and psychologically. We will answer the question, ¿Cómo eres? Which means, what are you like? When you describe people physically, there are certain adjectives that you can use, and you have them in this list. Alto, bajo, bonito, delgado, feo, fuerte, gordo, guapo, joven, moreno, rubio, viejo. As you can see, if the adjective ends in O, the feminine version will end in A. Por favor, repitan conmigo. Please repeat after me. Alto, alta. Bajo, baja. Bonito, bonita. Delgado, delgada. Feo, fea. Fuerte, gordo, gorda. Guapo, guapa. Joven, moreno, morena. Rubio, rubia. Viejo, vieja. The word bonito is something that you would not use to describe a man. However, you can use bonita to describe a woman. To describe a man, you would use guapo. And to describe a woman, you could also use guapa. Moreno or morena is an adjective that refers to both dark skin and dark hair. However, in Spain, most people would use moreno, morena to refer simply to hair. Now, other characteristics, other features that you could talk about are the four adjectives that appear at the bottom. Activo, nuevo, pobre, rico. Once again, and get used to this, if the adjective ends in O, the feminine will end in A. If it doesn't end in O, the masculine and the feminine will be the same. Por favor, repitan conmigo. Activo, activa. Nuevo, nueva. Pobre, rico, rica. Those were adjectives that you could use to describe people physically. You could also describe people psychologically, what they are like as far as their personality is concerned. And here are some examples. Aburrido, bueno, malo, perezoso, simpático, trabajador. Note that trabajador is an exception because it doesn't end in O, but the feminine is trabajadora. Be careful with adjectives like that. Por favor, repitan conmigo. Please repeat after me. Aburrido, aburrida. Bueno, buena. Malo, mala. Perezoso, perezosa. Simpático, simpática. Trabajador, trabajadora. The adjectives at the bottom are also adjectives that you can use to describe people psychologically, their personalities, but they are called cognates because these are words that are very similar in Spanish and in English. So I will not really need to translate these words for you probably. Por favor, repitan conmigo. Please repeat after me. Exótico, exótica. Introvertido, introvertida. Extrovertido, extrovertida. Misterioso, misteriosa. Fascinante, optimista, ideal, paciente, idealista, pesimista, impaciente, realista, inteligente, romántico, romántica, interesante, tímido, tímida. That last one, tímido, tímida, means shy or timid. Look at examples like optimista, idealista, pesimista, realista. All of those words end in ista, and ending in a, they are used for both masculine and feminine. So you can use, for example, optimista both to describe a man and a woman. Be careful with that. Also careful with some of the spelling of some of these words. For example, inteligente only has one L. Misterioso is written with an I, not a Y. So it is very important to pay attention to the spelling of these words. Let's look now at how to answer a question like ¿Cómo eres? ¿Cómo eres significa what are you like? And I'm asking you directly, ¿Cómo eres? And so you should respond about yourself. If you are a man, you will use the masculine version of it. And if you are a woman, you will use the feminine version of it. It being the adjective, the list of adjectives that we have been looking at. Por ejemplo, ¿Cómo eres? Soy alto y romántico. You are describing yourself and you are a man. That's why you use the adjective in the masculine. Soy baja y paciente. In this case, it's a woman talking, and so the adjectives are in the feminine version. Besides asking, what are you like, you can ask what other people are like. And so you have to be careful with the form of the verb to be, of the verb ser that you're going to be using. Por ejemplo, ¿Cómo es tu madre? Now I'm asking about your mother. What is she like? Es delgada e inteligente. As you can see, I'm saying es because I'm talking about somebody else. And being a woman, you're describing your mother, so you are describing a woman, and in that case, you use the feminine version of the adjectives. Look at the word e, which is written with a y, and it means and. It's a conjunction, which means and. If you have the conjunction e, meaning and the next word starts with an e sound, with an I, inteligente, or with an hi, because the H is never sounded in Spanish. In that case, the E becomes E, just for the purposes of pronouncing the conjunction more easily. Es delgada e inteligente, because the word inteligente starts with an E sound, an I in that case. ¿Cómo es tu padre? Now I'm asking about your father. Es interesante y guapo. Note how guapo begins with a G, so the conjunction is y. You don't need to change it to e. You only change it to e before a word that begins with an I or with hi. You could also ask about a group of people. ¿Cómo son tus amigos? What are your friends like? Son jóvenes y tímidos. Because you're talking about a group of people and it's plural, you use the plural form of the verb, son. And of course, you're describing more than one person, it's plural, so the adjectives are in their plural forms. Now go back and review the words on the list about description of people physically and psychologically, and then try to answer those questions right there. ¿Cómo eres? ¿Cómo es tu madre? ¿Cómo es tu padre? ¿Cómo son tus amigos? And I will add one more. ¿Cómo es el profesor de español? Muchas gracias. Se despide el profesor Antón García Fernández.